How's it going, boys? So I'm up working a little late tonight, and I just checked the time because I was kind of just like sit down, locked in, and I noticed that it is 1:11 a.m. Eastern time, which means that technically I've missed my post for today. I haven't stopped working though, so I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, pretty much all I did today was a lot more client work than honestly I would like. I want to kind of get things down to being less client work so I can focus on my own videos more. Just this evening, the channel got monetized. I finally got approved for that, which is amazing. The last video I did got the channel qualified for it, and then I saw people saying, hey, this is going to take you 3 weeks to do. Monetization is this crazy process. I applied this morning, and within 12 hours, I got through all the steps of the process. So I don't know if I'm lucky or whatever went on, but a lot of the shit that people talk about didn't really happen to me. I don't know how to flip this around without showing anything crazy, but I've got like this new estimated revenue thing, which now I've been in monetized channels before, so it's not anything like new to me, but seeing it on my own channel is pretty nice. So that's cool stuff that went on, and yeah, I'm just writing out the script for the TJR video, which, to be brutally transparent with you guys, has been quite the pain in the ass for me. It isn't easy writing these scripts for these videos because after doing like 100 hours of research, trying to put that coherently into a video is not easy in and of itself, but then also doing it in a way that's respectful to people's time and then also respectful to the creator that I'm making the video on, because at the end of the day, I am aware that I am making a video on their brand and that is going to have an impact on their reputation, and I can decide how I do my video to make that a tasteful way where it's presented in a non-biased and logical manner that people can look at and they go, okay, that's valuable, I see this for what it is, and I can form my own opinion. Or you can be like overly mean and like exposing and nobody cares, just feeds in negativity, and in my opinion makes the world a better, or the world a worse place. And then there's the other side of that where you're kind of just glazing them and you're being like overly nice, and it's also not valuable at all because you're just calling this person a genius and acting like they don't have any flaws. And it's funny because this, actually doing my research for the TJR video, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it as I explain this to you guys, but yeah, I'm not going to look for it. There was a guy that made a funnel breakdown on TJR and he posted it on Twitter, and TJR quote tweeted him, and he said like, dude, this is not what I wrote these emails and they kind of suck, to be honest. And the guy in the video, just for context, was crap. The guy in the video, for context, was like breaking down the emails and saying they were genius, and he just kind of hopped on and said, yo, dude, like they're not even that good. And I wrote them in like a few minutes. And it's that dichotomy where I don't want to be the guy who's just saying this person's genius because you can see flaws in the ways that certain things are done, but you also don't want to be the person that's just feeding into more negativity. So I really do try and be tasteful with the way that I present information on these people, because I also saw a huge gap in the market that everybody falls in one of those two categories, and there's nobody that knows their shit. At least I know that I know my shit when it comes to having built these businesses myself and actively doing it, and then just taking that into this neutral and unbiased realm and not just being some kid that yaps, pretty much. So it's a pretty arduous process. I showed you guys yesterday that I made my best thumbnail ever, but to show you guys something that I just do for my own sake is in YouTube Studio, I'll like upload a random file and put the packaging on it. I also use like thumbnail preview softwares, but I don't know, it's kind of like almost manifestation to see the video in there with the title that I'm going to use and all this stuff. Yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm yapping. I don't want my main channel video to be like this because the value per minute on these videos is kind of off. And again, I make these for myself, and maybe other people can find value in kind of like just these weird thoughts and everything. But you are kind of weird. I won't change that. And like, you should accept that if you're still watching this. So that being said, another thing that I'm thinking about and has kind of been on my mind this week is the production flow for these videos, and also balancing that with monetization. Like, I was planning to fully have this video out by tomorrow, or today technically, since it's past midnight, and I'm not even done the script. Like, I just kind of broke ground and built out the framework for the script. And my plan was also to post 4 creator breakdown videos this month of September, and we're probably going to be close-ish to the 15th by the time we get the second done. So technically, actually, yeah, I guess technically I'm not off target as long as I upload it before the 15th, and the 15th would be Monday or so. Yeah, okay. Actually, that sits better with me now. I didn't really think about that. If I have 4, uploading the second one by the 15th gets me good. So yeah, I was planning to upload it today though, so it is interesting because I don't want to let my audience down, and I also want to hit the momentum that I've kind of built here. But at the same time, I think to myself, the only reason I got here is because I took my time to make these really good videos. So I want to respect that. And yeah, the next thing that I guess, as that whole thing goes on, I spend these ridiculous amount of times on these videos, is when am I gonna monetize this and like make good money off of it? Because right now I have people that I do like done for you YouTube for, so I'll do their videos, and I've got a few people that pay me for consulting, but it's nothing crazy. And I've actually denied clients in pursuit of making my YouTube better. Like this week, I've told 2 people like, hey, I don't want to do this because I just want to focus on my own YouTube. And maybe it's kind of a mistake. Only time will tell. I don't think for the 2 situations where I did, it's a mistake. But I definitely do need to get a little bit more serious about the monetization aspect of things, because before this, my channel was just literally all monetization. Like, I'd post a video and I'd get like 50 views in a customer. I'd be like, sweet. Now, in pursuit of trying to be able to get 50 customers per video, I've had to focus on the video, which means that my focus got off of monetization. And I don't know if that's completely normal. I mean, I figure it is, but kind of going between these two is interesting, because if I'm trying to get more views and master the video creation process, I'm gonna naturally kind of put like CTAs and engineering videos off paying to the side. But I also don't want to make these niche down videos. So my plan is to focus on making a really good video. And the way that I look at it now is, if I'm getting more views, and as long as I'm talking about something that is related to the product I want to sell, which it is, creator breakdowns, and I'm probably going to sell a product around YouTube. That's what I know the best, and monetizing it, funny enough. I do it really well for the small niche down creators that I work with, just like my channel was before I started trying to get a lot of views. Now, the problem that I have, and this is, again, try to make this channel as transparent as possible with you guys, is managing it. Now, I think it's kind of being a pussy to not make more money if you can, because I don't know, like, you've got some weird desire to, like, I think not trying to work and that be the reason why you don't want to make more money is kind of, yeah, it's kind of being a pussy. Now, I understand people are at different stages in life and whatnot, and I'm saying, at least for the way that I see my life going, I don't think I'll ever really see myself in that situation. Like, even if I were to have a kid, it'd be like, all right, sweet. You spend a month with them, you spend 2 months with them, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to live your own life alongside your children's life. You can't even make your whole life about your children. That would screw up the kids. Anyways, that's a side tangent, but it all goes to say I don't plan on taking my foot off the gas. Now, I do believe in efficiency, though, right? Like, you don't want to, because if you continue that logic I just said, you're going to end up like working 14 hours a day doing consulting calls, and that would be like the most efficient model. Now, that's not graceful. It's not a good way to scale your business. It's not efficient. Now, if you can combine efficiency with working hard, and you kind of work in sprints and whatnot, that's the way to do things. And what I am trying to figure out is how I can efficiently and gracefully sell what I have in, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I can sell the done for you, but the delivery's not that graceful or efficient. Done with you, I think it could be. Consulting definitely is. And yeah, I did like a little opt-in funnel. I don't think I'd want to do that again unless I'm doing like a live event or I have a setter team that somebody else is managing that's calling everyone and getting them on the calls. But even then, like, that just creates high pressure sales situations, get you crap leads anyways. And then also like refunds, chargeback disputes, because you're kind of just like Chad ramming and scaling. And I don't want to be there either. I think I really just, it's weird that I just get on here and think out loud. I think I just want to focus on the YouTube for now, and I have to remain really conscious when I do that, because I don't want to, and I'm not going to become an influencer, but the influencer aspect of me is so underdeveloped that I've had to spend this like almost year building that up and getting that to the point where it is as smart as my business side. Like, my business side is fucking a level, I don't even know. It's a much higher level than the influencer side. And the influencer side's finally catching up. So I've got to kind of like keep doubling down because I've got momentum on the influencer side. And then probably around like start of 2026, I'm going to go and like wake the business side of me up and be like, yo, dude, we're good at both things now. Let's rip. And yeah, that's actually probably a pretty good plan, because I haven't gotten really open about this online, but I'm not in a massive need for money. And you could probably tell that by the way that I kind of operate in business. Now, I don't want to give off the perception that I'm like retired or rich. For me to retire right now, I would have to eat like one meal a day. I'd have to eat one meal a day, assuming like a 10% return on the stock market and or S&P investments, treasury bonds, CDs, like all that crap. Now, at the same time, I don't have that pressure because I own the place where I am. Like, I pay down a mortgage, not a lease, which is really nice. I've spent way too much money on leases. You probably heard me complain about that before. So I've got that. And yeah, my upkeep's generally pretty low. It's not like a big lease or anything. It's like a $300,000 home. So by no means, or 400,000, by no means like knocking things out of the park, but also more than enough for an 18-year-old and his mom to live in, right? Like, I grew up with a single mother. I've got my dad in my life now a lot more, but it's just really my mom and I. So, like, what else do I need? I don't really need anything crazy. I'm not one for the for the supercars or any of that, like any of that crap yet. I've experienced it just through like friends, trips, business partners, everything. Still not for me just yet. And because of that, it's just all on YouTube. Like, this is my dopamine. This is what I do. And just keep riding it out because I don't need the money to keep learning the skill. And then when it does come time to combine that with the business acumen that I have, but I kind of intentionally suppress just so I can get better at growing my brand, because I know that's actually the prerequisite to me making the most amount of money possible. And sorry, another side tangent. The reason why so few people really explode and make a lot of money is because it's very rare to see somebody who's a great influencer but also has business acumen. When they do, you get like a TJR, a Hormozy, a Brez, like they just fucking blow it out of the water. Because as soon as a person with business acumen learns how to go viral, they begin engineering it and engineering the views into dollars. And that's something that a lot of people who are just the influencers, they might be able to grasp those concepts, but they don't think from that perspective, so they don't pull it off. And I noticed that I had the business acumen, like that was the natural part that came to me, but the influencing was not. Like the understanding human psychology of how it works was not. And it's actually a good thing, right? Like there are some people, I have friends who are naturals. They just like look at videos and it's like, oh, that will do good. And they post and they get millions of views. Now, those people will never be able to look from the business aspect and engineer it because it became so natural for them. Like look at guys like, I'm trying to think of an example of a natural. Think of a dude like Togi. Like he is just naturally has an eye for what does well. And you can see that in the way that he goes about doing things. So you don't want to necessarily be like that, and having to be the person that, and I mean, you could be, like maybe that's your calling, I don't know. I don't. But if you can be the person that engineers it, combine that with the ability to monetize it, you're going to learn each step and how to do it to actually become better. Like Mr. Beast was not naturally a good YouTuber, but because he was forced to systematize each process, it became scientific. And even if he had to progress slower, when he hit it once, he knew exactly how he hit it so he could repeat it. And it's kind of what I'm doing with the Creator Series right now. Is it took me a while to get here, and it's like almost like painful to watch my channel grow, but when I hit it, I know why, so I can repeat it. All that to say is it's very rare to see somebody with both, and I kind of recognize that that's going to be like the new superhuman build, whether you're trying to build a info product and just get rich, make your first few millions, or whether you're trying to make your billions and you're like Elon Musk and Tesla without a marketing budget. So that's what I'm doing. That's the life plan. That's what I'm trying. It has been 18 minutes of me yapping. You are sick if you are still watching this, but I also fucking love you because, yeah, you're just awesome for sitting through this. And hopefully one day these notes, you know, they're worth some more. Like you can look back on this in hindsight and it gives it context because of where I've gone and what I've done in the future. They're like, oh, this is what this guy was thinking in order to get here. And I will say watch this stuff. Like the core to it, like the core tenets of learning from content, this will be the last thing I say, is watching what somebody did to get to where they are now, not what they're doing at that stage, and never watch what they're telling you to do, but watch again what they're actively doing. I don't know, it's kind of worded weird. Learn from the version of them that was in pursuit, so you can model what put them in the state to achieve, and then look at what they're doing, not what they're saying. And if you can do both of those things, you can break down and understand anybody's empire. And I hope, yeah, you do the same with me. You know, that might shoot me in the foot, maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Maybe like running a scam or some shit, but I wouldn't do that. But yeah, you want to look at what the people are doing, and also because you meet a lot of these people and they kind of lose themselves after they achieve these great things. And if you copy their end state, or like, let's say, I see this so much. You see a dude get rich and then he starts like dancing with the flowers and like meditating. And I actually do meditate. I don't think it's bad. But you start seeing a guy like soften up, right? You see it with guys that get girlfriends too. It's like they get a girlfriend, they get rich, they achieve this thing, they start softening up, and they try and give you advice from the state that they're in now. But the version of them that got that thing was a fucking savage. Like, he was not doing the shit that you're doing now, but because they have that, it's not survivor, it might be, it is called survivorship bias. I forget exactly what it's called, but they have a bias and they lead people in the wrong direction. And I never want to be that person, which is also why I have these documents. So no matter what I say in the future is going to be wrong. It's funny now that I actually think about it. Literally, no matter what I say in the future, it's going to be wrong and biased. Even if it's me achieving more things, I'm biased to what I have to do to get to 100 million or a billion. So yeah, just watch this if you want to get to where I'm going in the future, and not what I'm doing then. Just don't watch this, and yeah, give me backlog retention. Let's go. All right, I don't know what I'm doing. I need to go to bed. See you boys tomorrow.